Welcome to Double Impact from 1989, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. So here we are in Hong Kong. People are celebrating and are just simply happy but waiting for something bigger to occur. And here we see the caretaker and the two babies and their mother, who happen to be twins, Chad and Alex Wagner. And here's their dad, Paul Wagner, who will be presented an opportunity to cut the ribbon of a tunnel, the Victoria Harbour Tunnel, which he built since he's a construction company. And we also meet Nigel Griffith, his business partner, played by whatever his last name is, Scarf, and are now asked to present their new creation, the Victoria Harbour Tunnel, and they cut the ribbon now for the applause. And directed by Sheldon Lettich. As cars are driving into the tunnel, that shows that the tunnel has been long awaited. Now that it's nighttime, Paul Wagner now gets a call from his trusted man, Frank Avery, played by Jeffrey Wright. Lewis. Who's like in every Clint Eastwood movie you can think of. Now Frank tells Mrs. Wagner to look on the seat for a present to see that it's an empty cigar case. A nice present, and she says goodnight. Or Frank says goodnight. As the Wagner car turns, we see this red car that resembles Frank Avery's car, mostly because of the color. And Wagner suspects that maybe it's Frank following him around, as he told him to leave for the night. And Frank knows that it's a trap and drives back. Now the Wagner car is here at their estate. We see a bunch of Hong Kong goons, all wearing the same suits. One of them being Moon, played by Bolo Yeung, once again, in probably the millionth Van Damme movie he's done. But he's going to come back for more. So Frank tells Paul Wagner to not move. And now we see a shootout between Paul Wagner and the Hong Kong goons. And Paul gets shot in the arm. And is now killed with Mrs. Wagner just screaming as loud as she can. And now she gets shot. So with the caretaker watching Chad and Alex, we also see that Nigel Griffith is also there, hiding and watching. And with the movie's villain, who you will see later. I'm not going to say his name now. And now Frank Avery has made it and joins the shooting party. And shoots most of the guys and see that the caretaker with Chad and Alex. So Frank tells her to run away with the babies, and we see that she forgot the other Wagner baby. I don't know who that is. And Frank notices the baby and grabs him and gets shot in the shoulder. Well, after Frank shot Bolo Yeung on the face, which he still lives. And as Frank sneaks through the bushes, he sees Nigel Griffith and instantly knows he did it. Okay, the next scene we see the same caretaker with one of the Wagner babies being dropped off outside this orphanage. I mean, how dumb of her. Those two parents paid you all their lives and that's how you treat their baby? Damn. As Frank has the other Wagner baby with him, hops on the boat to the USA, America. So 25 years later, we are in Los Angeles. You know, Hollywood and glamour and all that stuff. The movies. As you can see, the Joan Crawford, James Dean, and Clark Gable cutouts, and the beach life of Los Angeles. You know, back when Los Angeles wasn't as expensive as it is today, and with all the deterioration of the environment. And we see this all-woman yoga class happening, and she's getting a little stretch here, the student.
For example, because of my big legs and karate.
We finally meet the instructor, Chad Wagner, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, in tight clothes, showing off his splits moves. And here comes out Frank Avery, bald, 25 years later, and wants Chad to take over his karate class, which Frank teaches, since he's busy right now with this guy in the suit, who happens to be from Hong Kong. So Chad goes and bows down to the students and sees a problem here. And back at Frank's office, he sees pictures of what could be Chad Wagner's long-lost twin, Alex Wagner. Since, you know, those were the same babies that we saw in the first 2 minutes of the movie, and now they're all grown up. As they're all hanging out with street guys. Alex Wagner is now hanging out with street guys back in Hong Kong. And back to karate class, as we see this English guy wanting to show off his kicks to Chad Wagner.
You want to see one of my kicks?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah?
Okay, cool. And now Chad is back in Frank's office as he's now known about his twin brother in Hong Kong, long-lost twin brother, and learns that his Uncle Frank is not his uncle, but really his dad's trusted man.
Any more surprises, like maybe I own a grocery store in Zimbabwe.
He wasn't born in France, Chad, that is. He was just raised there by Frank. And now they're on the plane to Hong Kong and now into the taxi to learn that these guys are not going to the hotel first. Now they stop at this mahjong parlor, which I've never played. And all the guys working there, even the ones that are playing mahjong there, are just watching Chad walking like he owns the place, you know, respected and all that stuff.
Sucks. Come on. Hey, boss. Just the way you like it. Very hot. For your friend.
Okay, and even this guy who looks like who lost a bet hands him some cash and likes Hong Kong right away. Chad walks in, a girl in a red dress, and she also thinks that Chad is the owner of the parlor. So Frank tells him to go talk to her, and now she unzips his pink shorts, and she still thinks Chad is the club owner, only to see this. And now we finally meet Alex Wagner himself, also played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, as he is pissed off at his girlfriend thinking that this clown here, that looks exactly like him, Chad, was him the entire time, and tells her that he doesn't wear silk underwear.
You, of all people, should know I would never in my life wear black silk underwear. Wait.
So as Frank Avery tells Alex here that Chad is his brother, and doesn't believe it, and now tells him the entire story about the Wagner couple, and the opening of the Victoria Harbor Tunnel, and somehow Alex Wagner knows Raymond Zhang and even shows Alex a family picture to prove that Frank isn't crazy.
Paul and Catherine Wagner.
So more disputes, and now they all agree to look for Raymond Zhang. So they're now on the boat, driven by Alex Wagner, and Frank sees a gun there since Alex has to be ready for trouble like this in front of them. So Alex lets them on with briefcases full of cash, only to see that they are here to buy illegally shipped cars, Mercedes-Benz models, you know, late 80s. And now they are ready to pay Alex, only to see the Hong Kong Marine Police have spotted them doing the deal.
Chad, get down!
Now these guys think that Alex set them up, and now a shootout, and now some fighting as Alex kicks the two guys off. And he kept both the cars and the cash. Smart. And now these guys are crapping themselves as the boat is moving slowly, and the Hong Kong police is nearing them, so Frank just lets go of the Mercedes-Benz cars to make it move faster. How stupid, honestly. Pretty stupid there, honestly. I don't know why would you do that to two brand new cars you stole smoothly. So Chad turns both cars on and shifts it to drive mode and lets them go back as Frank shoots the gas tanks and push away the police. And it worked.
Welcome to Hong Kong.
So now that's done, Alex looks kind of pissed as supply has been dropped. So back in the local areas, we see this frog being cut into pieces, and Chad is like, "What's that?" And now he's eating it.
Chad, take a bite. Be a man.
And now we also learn that Alex's girlfriend works for Nigel Griffith for the past 5 years now. And she looks like a lawyer here. I don't know, maybe that's her profession. And after Frank yells at her that Nigel isn't the nice guy she thinks she is, and now Alex goes after her and talks to her and tells her to calm down.
I'm sorry, but if I would have sat there another second, I would have slapped him.
You know, girls. So he goes to her and tells her to calm down, and Chad stops here. And these three guys come out of this car thinking that this is Alex Wagner, but Chad tells him that that's his brother, Alex, they're referring to because he's not Alex. So one of them points a gun at Chad and forces him to get into the car, and we see Moon again with an injured face and an artificial blue eye since his real eye got blown off by Frank Avery 25 years ago. And finally sits down with Raymond Zhang, played by Philip Chan, who also thinks that this is Alex Wagner. And Moon says something here in Cantonese, I don't know. He has his new Terminator look here now, I don't know what he says. Now Raymond Zhang tries to talk of who he thinks is Alex as he smokes a cigar, and now offers Chad here one, and sees that it's the same cigar case from 25 years ago that Frank Avery gifted Paul Wagner and I don't forget the mother's name. Raymond Zhang did pick it up at an estate auction, but I don't know how Chad notices the cigar case when it's his first time touching it. And now they're at this open area and see a bunch of guys in suits, as well as Raymond introducing Chad here to the guys he will be working with to make some more money as it delivers some cargo for Zhang.
Go fuck yourself.
So Chad's response is also this.
You go fuck yourself.
Okay, wow, the army from the back closes in a little, and Terminator over here is boiling up, and Moon back punches Chad, and we also get the samurai cop back there, Joe Marshall. Wonder what's he doing here. Believe it or not, Samurai Cop also came out the same year, 1989. Now Chad fights some of them off as Moon, the Terminator of this movie, steps in to destroy Chad. And eventually he stops and leaves him inside this freight storage, only to bring him back here to the same area where the Mahjong parlor is. And Frank asks him how many of those guys were there protecting Raymond Zhang, since this was all part of a plan for Chad to go in to pretend to be Alex around Raymond Zhang. And even mentions the big Chinese guy with the scar on his face and the artificial blue eye, which opened Frank's eyes up after hearing that. Now Alex is down with Chad, and Chad looks really fake here, deep fake, like he's been photoshopped inside the scene or used AI to create him. And now back in the city, as Alex's girlfriend Danielle is at work looking for some files, as Nigel Griffith's muscular henchwoman walks in to check on Danielle. And now back to C, as Alex calls up Danielle at work to keep looking around harder. Next scene, we are back on the boat as we see Alex pointing out this hotel-like spot, and now pulls the boat over. Here we are, as we see Chad bring out the Louis Vuitton luggage out, probably fake since it's Alex's luggage since he's from Hong Kong. And the hotel island is a broken down place to lie low for now, and there's dust and shit everywhere, as you can tell. And Chad complains about the bird crap everywhere and has doubts about Chad. Alex does. So it's night now, and Alex plays with some guns, getting ready for the cargo drop that Raymond Zhang told Chad earlier, pretending to be his brother. And it is happening right now, as we see Alex sneaking around with Chad behind, as we see this guy playing with cards and cracks this guy's neck and continues to sneak around. And inside the little opening, we see a bunch of Chinese guys packing something up for the cargo unit and see this big guard coming. And now a whole bunch of shooting as Alex is pissed off at Chad for no reason. And now some more shooting as we see this red dot flashing at Chad. Now back to more shooting, and the twins make their getaway with this truck. And Frank pushes the button for the bomb to blow up Raymond Zhang's cargo unit.
Yeah! Hey bro, we did it!
Did what? You fucked up.
LOL. And back on the boat ride, the next day we see Alex and Danielle later again, as he tells to keep looking at Nigel's record center. But you can't believe it that Nigel is behind all this. And now wet kiss between the two. Now Alex has to go and leaves Danielle for now, and before he goes, she tells that Nigel Griffith will be having a meeting or a deal at the Climax Club later on, and tells that Raymond Zhang owns the club where Nigel will be at today. As he is there now with Raymond Zhang, and we see this deal going on, and yeah, it's all about drug shipments, and we also see the henchwoman again, Kara. And now we see Alex again, all suited up to deliver the cognac inside this wooden box, and we see that the samurai cop is also back to guarding the place, and sees that the scars are gone off of Alex's face. But, that was Chad actually, but he doesn't know that. And back to the meeting with Nigel, suspecting that someone from his crew must have blown up the bay, or the cargo shipping bay that Chad, Alex, and Frank blew up from not that long ago, from before. Alex now looks around the club as Frank is there getting his head rubbed by this Asian girl. And now back inside the meeting as Nigel suspects Mr. Nguyen for the raid from before of the cargo bay, which the three guys already did, and have him kicked and killed.
No, not me!
Now we see Alex waiting for Chad this time as he now delivers the cognac to Raymond Zhang. Got me fooled there too, since Alex is known for having his hair slicked back all the time, and Surprisingly, Chad has his hair slicked back too. Wow. And back outside the club as this girl finally makes a move to dance with Alex. And this plays.
You are very handsome man, like Sean Connery.
What? What did you call me?
And here comes the samurai cop with the cognac, and he said Alex has brought it, and Raymond Zhang wants to invite him inside. Now, the Asian woman wants to dance with Frank, but he says no. Now the samurai cop is back and wants Alex here, who is really Chad. Wants him to come over inside so that Raymond and Nigel can thank him in person for the cognac. And now he pretends he has to get another case, and samurai cop doesn't seem to understand Alex here and wants him inside the office now. Or Chad inside the office now. Now all the guests are running out and we see Chad kicking a few guys around, including Samurai Cop, and Nigel and Raymond know it's Alex. They know it's Alex that has destroyed their club, or Raymond's club. As Raymond and Nigel come out here, they finally see that there are two Alexes and see another crate bomb.
There's two of them.
It's another bomb.
Now back at work with Danielle being caught by the henchwoman again, and this part just looks a little too nice for Nigel and Raymond to even watch, as they watch it live on the monitor as Danielle is being frisked in the most sexual way possible. She likes dudes, Kara, and Danielle likes dudes. Believe me, she does. She's got a boyfriend. They know Danielle likes girls, man. And back in the jungle area as Chad prepares some food, and now gets a call from Danielle as she has found something in the files but wants to tell Alex, but him and Frank are busy. As Raymond Zhang, Nigel Griffith, Moon, and the henchwoman Kara have wiretapped the phone in Danielle's office, and they listen to everything from Nigel's office phone line. But she can't say this on the phone. What she saw on inside the record room with about the Victoria Harbor file, and she suggests it's better to tell Chad everything in person. As Chad now yells for the two, and to see that Alex and Frank are also looking for Chad, but they were somewhere else on the other side of the island, but the boat is now gone. And Chad managed to get to Danielle.
Frank was right about everything. But you bust too.
Yes, I've realized that.
You could say, I told you so.
And she finally shows Chad the file of everything of the life of the Wagner twins, and now back at the Mahjong parlor as he calls in to ask the bartender what happened to his brother and where he went. And he responds that they see Chad has met up with Danielle here at Alex's parlor. He probably thinks that Danielle must be cheating on him with his brother. So many dumb TikTok videos or Instagram reels you see today where this is like a trend for views. Two twin, girls, and one of them has a boyfriend, and mistaken them for one of them as his girlfriend. Yeah, funny there. Now here comes Nigel and Raymond Zhang's cruise, and the henchwoman Kara questions that the bartender where the Wagner twins might be at, and we know Kara's name is Kara here, as Chad and Danielle notice her, especially Chad. As Danielle knows of an escape hole as Chad has to open it for her, and Alex is super pissed off, still thinking that Danielle might be cheating on him with his literal copy. As the two escape, they spot two of Raymond Zhang's guys, and they run, and even Kara and her karate boyfriend have caused destruction and hit the bartender. And now they run off as fast as they can and head to the boat, and with Chad used to get back to the city. Kara and the guys are still running after Chad and Danielle, and now Chad kicks this guy and they escape. As Alex is still pissed off thinking that his girlfriend is cheating on him with his twin brother, Kara and the guard take the helicopter and she just looks around and spots the two. And can't spot the two. I think in this scene, Danielle must be thinking that it's not really cheating if he looks exactly like his brother. As Alex still pissed off, ready to drink that cognac, and Frank spots a helicopter, and the same one Kara and she has located the island with the broken down hotel. And Frank is watching, and Kara has gotten a clue that this is where the twins are hiding with Frank. I guess she saw Frank from far away. Next scene, we still see Danielle is waiting for her clothes to dry, and as you can see, her boobs here. I'll skip that. Watch that on your own. And now Alex is stress drinking as he has thoughts of Chad and Danielle together. Wow, funny. Still pissed off, and this goes on for the next 3 minutes. And now Chad and Danielle have made it at the island, and Frank is sweating to tell him that he has to get rid of the boat now after seeing strange aircrafts all day. Frank did. So Chad and Danielle go inside and see a drunk Alex Wagner to see that he's so pissed off that his own twin brother must have fucked his own girlfriend. And Alex even slaps Danielle. I'll skip that too. And Chad kicks Alex as a rebound hit. And I know you always see videos of two guys fighting over one girl in real life. TikTok. Now this time you got one guy fighting himself over a girl. This cannot get any funnier. So it's much worse in real life, believe me, and the fight between brothers continues. Again, this time it's different. It's not like the stuff you see on TikTok. And Frank comes in to stop the two, and now they don't want to work together anymore. And Chad just marches as Frank tries to tell him to come back. Chad would rather swim to Los Angeles than get Raymond Zhang with Alex. And that's it for the night, as Alex is pissed off. Now the next morning we see Alex waking up after having a sand nap and sees that the island is being taken over. These guys start shooting, and these guys start to shoot with Frank and Danielle inside as Chad is still on the island too, waking up. And it's Moon again as he takes off his gas mask as Alex hits this guy from the back, and Raymond Zhang has now landed and sees Frank and Danielle captured. Now Zhang takes the two away, and as this guy looks around, Chad kicks him, and now Alex kicks another guard and shoots the guy from the back. Chad now fights his way back into the broken down hotel, and now back to the cargo area we see Raymond Zhang waiting for Nigel to land, with Kara of course. Now that Nigel Griffith has landed with Kara behind him, and the Wagner twins will make this guard talk so that they can locate Frank and Danielle. Meanwhile, Griffith and Zhang head over here to see that Danielle and Frank are getting beaten up. Now, Frank finally meets Nigel Griffith face to face 25 years later.
Fuck.
Next scene, we see Chad and Alex have gotten here to this boat area as these two guards are questioning where Chad's brother is, but he's back there with a disguise on. And they kill the guards. Looks like that guy that Chad tied up back there talked where they can find Raymond and Nigel. And now Chad and Alex have made it inside shooting as Nigel and Raymond can hear everything and now talks into the phone, broadcasted inside the entire ship. Now Nigel tells Moon here to make Frank scream again. Now as he screams, and as Frank screams, he tells the two that they're in the boiler room. And now gives them two choices, either kill Danielle or kill Frank. So Moon kills Frank. Or he's been calling him Uncle Frank all these years. Now Chad phones in and calls him that he's dead. Nigel that is, tells him that he's dead and Frank is still alive. Good. It was just what do you call it? Scare off. And Chad is shooting everywhere. We now see Alex in the dark, and he gets kicked by this guy. Or Kara's colleague, played by Peter Malata, who does come back in more Van Damme movies later on in the 90s. Moving forward. And the reason why this guy's kicks are so deadly and can kill anyone, because he's wearing cowboy boots. With that little metal end at the just above the heel of the foot. The same kind of cowboy boots you would see John Wayne would wear in one of his westerns, if you've seen any of them. And Alex opens a light opening and he kills the bodyguard. Now a fight scene between Moon and Chad, or a fight scene between Bolo Young and Jean-Claude Van Damme, as Moon has gas barrel tries to crush Chad. Some hand attacks and Moon grabs the barrel again as Chad jumps, and now a bunch of kicks and goodbye Moon. Again, which he will come back in later Van Damme movies. He will be Reborn. Okay, so it's also funny that Bloodsport also came out the same year, Van Damme's first movie. And now a fire has started as Chad screams and jumps with everyone in the boiler room hearing it, as Nigel Griffith gets an update that everyone on the other side of the boat has been killed, including Chad and Alex, in which he thinks they're dead. So now Alex has found the boiler room and sees this guy trying to move Danielle and head bumps him. And here comes another scene worth watching, the one between Alex and Cara, or the fight between Jean-Claude Van Damme and the actress that plays Cara, who's actually a bodybuilder in real life. I forget her name. I didn't really look into the cast list that much for this movie. Kind of rushed that part. So this is the first time we see Van Damme fighting a woman in the movie. Second time he does that is with I think Sigourney Weaver in a chicken costume in a later movie. I don't know what movie that is. I've never seen it. I've yet to watch it sooner or later. So she grabs his nuts, or his dick and balls, which I can't play. This is why guys and girls can't fight each other. Too many easy sensitive points, and now too many easy sensitive areas for girls to attack guys. And now punches her, and now he's got a knife on her and her side. On her side, as Nigel and Raymond are enjoying the show. And that's the end of Cara. Alex tells Chad to untie Frank and Danielle, who see Nigel and Raymond running. Chad and Danielle have found it. Chad and Danielle have made it out, and where'd Frank go? As Alex has spotted Raymond Zhang, he says he will kill him personally, as Chad runs after Nigel. So Raymond has trapped himself inside this brig, or at least that's what you can call it. And Alex is there too and climbs up the wall to get to him. Chad and Danielle are still running after Nigel as Raymond continues to climb up. Now Alex can't climb up anymore and he will slip anytime soon, and this truck shows up and Alex surprisingly made it over. And now that this cargo forklift is moving, we see Chad and Danielle trapped and pushed inside this tight spot, and surprisingly Alex is also there on it, and we see Raymond Zhang spraying the fire extinguisher on Alex. Now Chad jumps into the water, and as you can tell, Nigel was driving it the entire time, with Raymond Zhang on it as he takes out his cane sword and uses it on Alex, flattening his hand with those gears. And now Nigel shoots at the water to see if Chad is really dead, as Raymond Zhang tries to bribe Alex for giving him half of everything and tells Nigel is too weak, as an excuse for him to be free. And now with this. So now Chad and Alex meet up and are happy as Jean-Claude Van Damme hugs himself and hugs Danielle. And here comes out Frank. Avery, and we ended off here with these bullet shots. That's it. Double Impact, 1989. Pretty sure there's another movie with the same title somewhere, but that's it. Great movie. Check it out, and that's it from me. Stay tuned, the short section, for next week's episodes, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Take care. See you soon, and watch away, and see you next week.
And get ready, 'cause I'm gonna even score.